Creative Mom Kamela here from Creative Moms Decant. So I've got one of my boards out again today, and we are going to make a Mardi Gras sign. I've decided it is time to remove the Let It Snow, and I want to put up a Mardi Gras sign. So I'm going to paint this board with just a white acrylic paint, probably 2 coats, and then we're going to get started on how I'm going to do this. Alright, so I'm finishing cutting my last piece, but I put 2 coats of acrylic white paint on here, so it's just a nice light color, and then I let that dry. And I'm going to go to the top here. The board had something here, so I want to make sure that my bow covers it. So I'm going to go to the top and then about a quarter turn there, not quite a quarter turn. And I made this design in Design Space just using some fun fonts, and I will share it. It was all access or free. So Mardi Gras, Marty just printed or just cut. And so we're just going to use transfer tape, and we're going to transfer it right onto this board, which is going to be super simple. I also cut out the mask here and the beads that we're going to play with. And I'm also going to add some other beads and some ribbon to it. So let me finish getting this weeded, and then we'll be right back. Alright, I cut myself a large piece of transfer tape, and I used to have a really hard time making these look nice because I have trouble lining them up. But since I've started matching my boards up on my center line on this mat and used everything as a quarter judgment, it has helped me tremendously. And then I know, this 4-inch area is right center of this board. So we're going to do the Mardi Gras first, the Mardi first. I mentioned it in my Color Street video, but I recently have traveled to Alabama, and I just was very inspired by these colors and the decorations for Mardi Gras. It's crazy down there this time of year, and we went right at the peak of the season. So basically before the peak of the season. And so basically what we saw was the store owners setting up their little craft shops. And I mean, I don't want to talk about how much I spent, but I loved all of those craft shops so much that if my husband could work down there, I would move. I don't know that he would. He really likes it here in central Missouri. But it's like crafter's paradise. And so I really came back with this love for these colors and Mardi Gras. Since then, I've done a little research, and here's what I'm going to go with. I am looking at the fun colors and the creativity, and really enjoyed that part of our trip. And God knows my heart, and He knows that I have really good intentions of choosing to spend my life with him. So, and I'm a sinner, but I repent and we move on. So anyway, so now I'm going to do the same thing, but I wiggled that board, and don't do that. You want to keep this board centered on here. And then you kind of will know right where you're at. And my design is snug on these boards, but that's what I wanted. I don't plan on putting anything else on the edges. If you did, then you may want to shrink the design a little bit. These are pretty much 12-inch boards. They are very affordable for making a fun, quick sign that you can sell very affordably then. And so they're nothing fancy. You can get, I feel all authentic because my beads came from Alabama. But you can get Mardi Gras beads, or a bead of any season almost these days, from your local Dollar Tree. And if you do that and find some, colored ribbon, so this came from Walmart, but if you, found some colored ribbon and, went the Mardi Gras route or whatever route, these signs could end up being like $3. So you can't hardly beat a $3 sign. All right, so I want my its to squish down in here kind of. And a scraper. I've picked up lots of stuff off my craft bench today, so ignore that on that transfer tape. It's not giving me any trouble though. This is a roll of transfer tape that's actually very cheap from Amazon, and you can't beat the price. I am a big gridded transfer tape person when it comes to like acrylic blanks, and I've been using this even on my acrylic blanks, but the grids help you line things up very nicely. So we are going to put y'all on the same lineup as the its, and it's coming out perfectly. I am loving it. And then I'm going to take that mask. I had intentions of putting that mask up here, but I think actually, well, we'll see in a minute. Maybe it does fit. It looks like everything else is about where I had planned it. Do you use a shape sometimes to help you make designs for things like this, a circle sign? So what I did is I made a 12 by 12 inch white circle, and that's what I worked in. I love to work in templates. I'm a visual person, and that definitely gives me the visual. So these beads are going to go over here, and this was just vinyl beads. You could easily cut these out in any color and place more of them, and it was a design, it was a, in with my Amazon, or with my, not Amazon, it was in with my, Cricut Design Space subscription. And I just sliced it so that I could lay it right here on the edge. Just a little bead accent down here. And then the mask, same thing. I got it from Cricut Access. And I'm going to put it, I think, let's see. I almost think it would look better up here now. So let's go up here above the its. I have it over here in my design or my plans, but I'm going to like it better there. Oh, I love it. All right, so now the tricky part for me, and that's getting the bow. So I'm going to get this opened and get a piece, and we'll get started here on a bow. All right, so I am not really one to show how to make a bow. I'll show you how I make a bow. And this ribbon is quite fun because there is glitter from it falling off everywhere. So I'm not sure I recommend this ribbon. Do you see this? I don't know if that's going to last very well on my door, right? Okay, anyway, it is pretty. So I cut off, let's say probably 14, 16 inches. I don't think it's quite 24. And I'm just going to grab the middle here. And I'm going to take it, bunch it up some, and wrap it around my 2 fingers. So that's all I've done. It looks complicated, it's not. And then I'm going to bring the bow this way and keep a center here, and then this will drop down, and I'm going to line this one up, and I'm going to do the same thing. Bring it to the center here, and this ribbon is hilarious. My oh my. I'm going to have to scoop that up and put it in some resin because it is really pretty, but it's worse than ultrafine glitter. Alright, there's my tail. So I didn't quite get my center on here, but I'm going to. So I just center it up just a little. And I don't want this middle piece too large, so I definitely want to add it into my bows. Alright, and once you think it's not looking too shabby, and you can do more layers with this if you'd like, but once you think it's not too bad, then you can use a twist tie or a piece of ribbon or a piece of wire, or if you're using wire ribbon like I am, you can sometimes, and if you cut it big enough, just wrap it and use it to tie, which is exactly going to work for this one. We hope, right? Sometimes I do all this and then I let go and my bows fall apart. So I am not the best at bows, but I'm forcing myself to get better, and one of our creative moms is going to show us on, actually one of the admins is going to show us on our Creative Mom Decant Facebook group very, very soon. So she promised, and I have never known her to break a promise, so I'm confident it's coming. And now I'm calling her out on it, right? But I'm terrible. I definitely need the lesson. So, I love it. Okay, let's remove all that glitter. My goodness. I don't recommend this ribbon, especially if you're not a glitter person. Luckily, I can laugh about it. I'm a glitter person, but others may not. So just this super simple bow will get attached here with a pinch of hot glue. And then I also grabbed these beads because I wanted to grab just a couple pieces of hot glue to add a little more bead area down at the bottom here and let this drape off just a little bit. So let's heat up the hot glue gun. Alright, so our super simple sign is almost complete. I am going to do a little dot of hot glue here. Apparently that's all I'm going to get. I thought it was hot. I'm telling you, this ribbon, now you know, it is not for a glitter faint of heart. Or, you know, a glitter, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but, alright, that's actually not bad. I don't like the way I do bows, but that isn't horrible at all up there. I kind of like the glitter splatter on this sign too. You could probably use some you could use some Mod Podge and put it on there. So, I'm going to see if I can shake some more of that off. I'd imagine it's going to glitter itself and I won't need to Mod Podge it with this. So the next thing I'm going to do is line this board back up again in center, because what I do want to do is get a few of these beads down here to cover up the hot glue, and I want this right at the bottom. So hot glue gun, and I'm going to put a blob of hot glue here, and then I have this kind of arranged, but I definitely want it in the center. So, alright, and then we're going to let that cool so that it is ready for the next step here and we don't break it off. And hot glue dries quickly, so that's really nice. And basically what I'm going to do is then let the beads do their thing, but I don't really want them to be in my words, so I want to make sure I tack a place that's there. And I might want a swirl or two, so maybe here, and then I'll tack that one up here. Let's get started. All right, so little dot of hot glue is all this is going to take so it doesn't show. And there, and down here at this ribbon, or twist, it does kind of look like a ribbon. And then I think I want it to go up again, so I am going to stick a little bead of glue here. And how do we want it to fall through? Maybe I'll let that naturally fall. And then let's do this ribbon over here. And right on, grabbing both of those. And then a dot up here to keep it up a little ways. And that should do it. Let's let all this dry just a second and see if we like it when we lift it. And if not, we can always add another piece somewhere. All right, maybe a little quick, but oh yeah, that's gonna hold on just fine. Isn't that cute? I really like it. I think it turned out super fun. I hope you enjoyed this video today. Likes and subscribes help our channel. Have a joyful day, friends. Bye.